What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to teach you how to get up wakeboarding at the cable park. All right, first things first, before we even get started, just wanted to give you a little bit of advice. Try to avoid putting your bindings on while you're facing the lake, because I don't know what the reason is, but all the time I watch people try and get on the dock and they will just get down in the most uncomfortable position trying to hit, ready to start. And I really feel like that's not such an easy way. So instead, if you put your boots on facing away from the dock, you can just easily sit down on the bench and then turn around. Now that we're past all that, I do find the easiest way to get up is the sit start for the first time. Some people believe that it is like a standing sliding start. I don't necessarily agree with that, but everyone can have their own opinions. So today I'm just going to be teaching you how to do the sitting dock start. First things first, when starting, you're going to really want to have the handle really close and strong against your lead hip. If you're regular, you'll have the handle on your left hip. If you're goofy, your lead hip will be your right, so you'll want to have the handle strong to that hip. The reason for having the handle close to your hip / waist area is because that's sort of like your center of gravity, and it will sort of pull your body evenly onto the water, rather than if you had it up kind of high, it might yank you onto your face. You are going to want to sort of sit further back on the bench, because if you are up fully on the edge, you may jump off a little bit early, and then your board will tend to sink and you'll get yanked onto your face. You are going to want to have your knees bent when starting, and really try and avoid pushing your legs straight. Most people's brains sort of force them to push their legs straight, but really just try and keep your knees bent the whole time. Sort of have them like flex. You don't want them to be like noodle knees, otherwise you'll kind of get pulled out the side. But yeah, just have like nice strong bent knees. Another thing that's very important when doing the sit start is making sure that your toe side edge is actually out of the water. Really just try and point your toe side edge towards the sky, because if your toe side edge is underwater and the cable does pull you forward, you will once again get yanked on your face. Now that your body position is ready and you have the handle close to your hip, you're sitting down pretty far back on the bench, knees are bent and strong, and your toes are up, pointed towards the sky, you're ready to actually start. You're gonna sit and watch that carrier come around and grab your rope. Most cable parks have a green light that will tell you when your rope is ready to be grabbed. Otherwise, the operator will just tell you. But once you are watching that rope come around, and as soon as it clicks, you are gonna wanna have that handle nice and close to your front hip. At this point, you're gonna use your arms as sort of shock absorbers. So you're really gonna have it close and tight, and then slowly just absorb as the cable is pulling you off the dock. You're gonna actually want the cable to pull you off the dock. You're not gonna wanna jump in early or anything like that. Just have those knees bent, toes up, handle close to your hip, and stay sort of tense, and just slowly let those arms out as the cable's pulling you onto the water. As you get onto the water, you're gonna wanna sort of start slowly standing up, but have your knees slightly bent still. Slowly turn your shoulders over and slowly let those arms extend out. And this is sort of the body position that you're gonna wanna be in as you ride all the way around the cable. Some common mistakes I see when people are trying to get up for the first time is, instead of absorbing, they'll just let their arms completely noodle straight out of the gate, and they'll just get ripped forward on their face. You really want to use those arms as like reverse shock absorbers, and this will help reduce a lot of the impact of that fast cable pulling you off the dock instantly. Another big mistake I see quite often is someone jumping off the dock really early. They'll actually just sort of slide themselves off the dock instead of letting the cable pull them. They'll slide off early before the rope gets tight, and they will start sinking, and then once the rope gets tight, they'll initially just get pulled forward over onto their face. The most common mistake when people do the sit start that I probably see, actually with pretty much any start for their first time, I see people really like, once their arms get out, they'll really try and pull that handle into their chest, because they sort of feel themselves falling back, so they're almost trying to pull themselves forward. This is actually like the worst thing you could do, because as soon as you start pulling that handle into your chest, you do end up slipping on your butt, and yeah, you'll just end up on your butt most of the time. Another mistake that people make a lot is they think that the clicking sound whenever their rope clicks onto the carrier is actually when the rope is getting tight. It's not actually that way. It usually takes about a second before your rope to actually get tight after that sound. So really just wait and let the cable pull you off the dock, because when people hear that sound, sometimes they jump off early and end up sinking underwater. The last mistake I kind of see people making whenever doing the sit start is sort of like thinking that they need to be really far back behind their board. That's not actually the case, because if you are way behind your board, you will end up slipping out a lot. You really want to just get up on top of it like it's a little platform, and that's kind of like the best way to do it. You maybe want to have about 60% of your weight on your rear foot, maybe 40 on the front. Like, that's a pretty good ratio. I'm just going to give you a quick little summary of the entire sit start. Just make sure you're sitting all the way back on the seat. Have your knees bent nice and strong, handle close into your waist, really strong against your front hip. Make sure your toes are up and out of the water. Make sure you're watching the rope come around the cable, and as soon as your rope clicks on, wait for your rope to get tight. Have the handle nice and strong to your front hip, and really try and absorb that pull. Let the cable pull you right on up on top of the water. Stay flat on top of your board, get your body right into the perfect body position, and just ride on down the cable. That's how you get up wakeboarding. If you guys are struggling getting up, make sure you leave me a comment below on what you're struggling on, or send me a video of just how you're failing whenever you're learning how to wakeboard. I'll try and get back to my DMs on Instagram and really try and help you guys out. Also, whatever kind of tricks you guys want to learn in the future, make sure you guys comment that below. I'll try and get those tricks done for you. Also, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace!